Hi folks, Scott Review Guy, Scott, Chris. We are, and I realize that I slouch when we're sitting in this position, so I'm not a sloucher in real life. Please don't. This is 300th video. 300th video.
Here in America, we have this thing called 300th video.
We, what did we do? Oh yeah, so we started to make a Jeff and John video.
That was our original plan for our 300th video extravaganza.
But it's going to take a little bit longer before we get it finished. But I wanted to touch base with you. There's much to talk about. So, that's coming. I promise it's coming. I also must break some news to you, which may be good news, maybe bad news. I've gotten a job far away. I'm leaving.
It's not far away at all. You're staying in the state.
Yeah, this is the creepiest looking state in the Union, so we could drive for... So anyway, I'm leaving Review Guy Land, so Chris and I will...
He got a job at Disney World! Say it! Be proud of it!
I'm at the phase... It's like the stages of mourning, how I feel about this. He got a job.
I mean, come on. How many of you out there would love that job? How many of you would think of it as a dream job?
And it is. I'm very excited in some ways, but I'm also scared and nervous in a lot of other ways. And part of the reason is, Review Guys, or will be a thing of the past.
This is not the end. Come on. How many times have we done this crap?
I don't know. And, with my luck, I'll probably be back in about 3 months, and we'll just pick up where we left off. So anyway, that's that. So we're going to make more videos before we leave. We might even talk about stuff that's not wrestling related, just to put stuff on the internet, because we're so obsessed with ourselves.
No, you're the one that's obsessed.
No, I'm not. Anyway, so that's that. But yeah, don't go away just yet, because we're still going to do some. We're going to do something before in the and the Jeff and John.
This is not goodbye.
Anyway,
this is see you later.
Not now. Eventually, in a few days, we'll finally... So, let's talk about the John Cena, CM Punk, Triple H debacle. So, CM Punk wins, and this is, again, we were planning the Jeff and John video as 300. We didn't even get to comment on CM Punk winning at Money in the Bank. Very exciting. Perfect ending. Almost exactly as I called it, except for the Del Rio, or the cash-in didn't happen, but it started to. So, we tune into Raw the next night, thinking, this is it. This is amazing. This is going to be, and it was for me, and a lot of fans were saying we're really looking forward to Raw.
And that show was absolutely terrible.
It was horrible.
It was a completely terrible show.
The tournament,
the immediate Monday after.
Right. This is the first night of the tournament to name
a new WWE champion, which I think was a farce because we already had a WWE champion.
Well, right, and we were just waiting for Punk to come out and say that. But it didn't happen, and instead, Cena was going to get fired, but he didn't get fired, and...
So nothing that we wanted to happen happened.
Right, and then Vince McMahon leaves, which is big. It's all big stuff, but it was all just so jarring. I mean, the disappointment of no CM Punk, everything getting, just shuffled around, and it was... And then it just was a boring Raw, in my opinion.
Well, it was. There was really nothing. There was no consistency to it. It was just... I mean, I know a lot of you out there just love wrestling, but I like a little bit more to my show.
That's the point, and I was going to hold off and make it about when we talk about this week's Raw. So let's go ahead and talk about this week's Raw. Talk about my point. This week's Raw, well, it's the same kind of thing. I mean, Triple H comes out and does his thing at the midpoint. But again, the first hour of the show, not really interesting. Wrestling, and that's the thing. This is something Chris said. It's meaningless matches. Wrestling for the sake of wrestling, which is not our thing. If you know what we like, if you've watched
We've discussed this several times.
And I know there are people that are excited simply by in-ring action, but
we are not those people.
Right. I just kind of like the match to be a part of a story. Right. Mm-hmm. We haven't posted. I still need to post that long debate that we had. Look forward to that as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So look for if you want to hear more talk about that.
The biggest issues with everything that's going on. John Cena is now a 9-time WWE champion. That's complete crap. I mean, I'm hoping that where they're going with this whole thing is they're slowly trying to turn people away from John Cena, because people were cheering when Punk came out. A lot more people were cheering when Punk held his belt up, which was the real belt.
Yeah, did you notice that? I'm sure everybody noticed, but the flimsiness of Cena's belt compared to the heftiness of Punk's, I think that was a little...
Punk's belt was the real belt.
Well, right. But
I mean, they're going to continue this thing. I'm hoping that it leads to people in some way turning on John Cena. The only issue that we have now is we've still got that whole, and this is why I think it was a bad idea to do this, that whole Rock John Cena thing. You know, they've obviously got to keep that going. I mean, they can't change that now. Why would they change that now? But because of that, John Cena has to stay relevant in some way. He has to stay popular. He has to stay on people's minds. Otherwise, who's really going to care that he's fighting The Rock at WrestleMania? So, I mean, does that immediately doom everybody else, you know?
No, I think what they could do, without turning Cena... it's like I said with the whole Punk thing, the Punk storyline was the video we made or something like that. They're letting us choose. So I think that might be what they're doing. Maybe they're not turning us on Cena, but I think
But again, it is going to get to a point, it has to get back to a point, at some point, between now and April, that people start to lean in the direction of Cena. At least little kids. Cena has to stay popular. He does. He's got to stay popular in some way. Otherwise, that match won't be relevant.
He's going to.
I don't know.
Not be popular.
Well, I mean, look at Hulk Hogan now. I mean, Hulk Hogan is the type of person now that most people despise. It's true, because of the way he was built up and the character that he played and the real life personality that he is. You know, that plays a lot into it. So people wouldn't care that much now about Hulk Hogan being involved in a high-profile match, because it's been done a billion times.
Yeah, well.
So, I mean, are we dooming John Cena to that fate now? You know? How much are people really going to care about him fighting The Rock? Are people now going to start saying, well, gosh, I would rather see Punk fight The Rock at WrestleMania? I mean, is that where this is going to go? So they have to be careful. They have to play their cards very carefully, you know. And you've still got to throw Del Rio into the whole mix, because he is the briefcase winner. At some point, he's going to have to get involved in things. So, you know, I love what they're doing with Punk, but my only concern is how long is it going to play out?
If Punk remains this shadow champion, I mean, you have that whole 30-day clause, or, you know, the WWE could have dispensed with that, done away with that, because they've started their own thing. So maybe Punk could just hang in the shadows for a long time.
That's not going to happen. I mean, they obviously brought back Punk this early because a lot of people were upset that they brought him back so early.
No,
seriously, a lot of people were upset.
Shouldn't have been.
You weren't reading the internet.
I don't read the internet.
But the reason they brought Punk back is because they want that rematch at SummerSlam, and they have to bring him back now to build to that. So Punk isn't just going to sit back. He's not just going to, you know, be in the shadows or anything. He's going to be a player. And what happens? It's going to happen. You know, there's no way around it. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm fine with that. But to do away with Punk the way they did, I mean, that first week, without having...
These are the issues that they are now going to have. They have to figure out a way to really play this. And I'm not sure that they know how
I think the plan was to play it slowly, which I think they played it too slow. Instead of on Monday after the Punk thing, instead of trying to pull the excitement, the company was trying to have a clean slate. Kayfabe, you know, so they start over again with a new title and a new tournament, so that we could get to the point where Punk...
I will say this. I know there are a lot of Rey Mysterio fans out there, okay? I'm not one of them in any way. Rey Mysterio winning the title, I'm just completely indifferent to it. I think if that was the whole point of that, was to give the belt to somebody so Cena could then take it from them, why didn't they give it to somebody new? Why not give it to a Kofi? Why not give it to a John Morrison?
I think the answer is in the question. They took it off of someone and gave it to Cena so that people would be like, again. So
that's what I'm saying. That's part of my point. They should have given it to someone brand new and gotten people excited, gotten people talking. People would have thought to themselves, here we go, it's a new WWE, and then boom, you put the title right back on Cena. It would have made people hate him even more.
Maybe, but they're trying to, when the bad guy beats a popular favorite, it makes him all the more hated. And plus, Punk already has a deal with Cena. So
none of that made any sense.
No. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. But the point is, yeah, we've talked for a long, long time, so hopefully this will be posted in one part. If not, watch both parts.
Please.
If you're watching, finishing part 2, go back and watch part 1. If you haven't watched part 1. There's a part 1. How many part 1? So anyway, that's the thing. That's our thoughts. Anything else you want to add? Nope, we don't have time. All right, bye.
Bye.